Hi and welcome to today's video by Study Unifees. In today's video, we're going to talk about the proposed cap for international students in Australia. Today's video will also give you the best advice on how to prepare in advance for the newly proposed cap in Australia as of next year. Tentatively, the new cap will be in force as of the 1st of January 2025. However, unlike Canada, this will not be a blanket cap. The cap will apply to individual institutions, that is, colleges and universities. Colleges and universities will basically get a limit as to how many international students they can enroll. However, there is a caveat. This is a soft cap. That means the government is willing to be flexible. The condition for this soft cap to individual institutions is that they must increase the accommodation options and numbers available to international students. This is a measure taken to basically offset the effects of the housing crisis, particularly in big cities like Sydney and Melbourne. There are a lot of concerns in Australia regarding this cap, particularly among Australian universities. The things that Australian universities are most apprehensive about are firstly, budget cuts and job losses. International students contribute heavily to the educational economy of Australia. Fewer international students means that universities have smaller budgets to work with, and inevitably some jobs will be lost. International students contribute heavily to the Australian economy. Thus, overall, a negative economic impact will be felt upon Australian GDP. Finally, this is also seen as interference into the university ecosystem in Australia. There are fears that universities could lose their independence due to this governmental interference. The cap was announced in May this year. So the question arises, what's happening right now? Well, there's a lot of opposition to this move, especially among the top Australian universities. University of Melbourne, the highest ranked Australian university today, is very stridently opposed to the new cap. Finally, also consultations are occurring right now between various stakeholders. Most notably, consultations are happening between individual universities and the government. So, what will probably happen in 2025 if this cap is indeed imposed? Firstly, universities and colleges will change their recruitment strategies. The emphasis will be on quality, not quantity as previously. There will be stricter entry requirements. This means that you may need to have higher scores on standardized tests. This also means which university or which board you come from will be more important. And this also means that your academic performance till date must also be better. However, there is a certain amount of speculation in Australia that the cap may not apply to regional providers. And thus, if this indeed does happen, regional universities will be the benefiters. So, how do you prepare in the best way possible for your plans to study in Australia? Firstly, start planning your finances right now. In 2025, the onus on you to basically demonstrate that your finances are adequate will be much greater. Look at your profile and find ways to improve it. Also, plan for the better universities, the ones that are higher in the risk assessment. Finally, it's a good idea to consider regional universities, even though there are some disadvantages associated with them. Thanks for watching today's video. For more insightful videos like this, like, share and subscribe. To get your plan to study in Australia or elsewhere on track, register at www.studyunifees.io for a free counseling session.